live stream. We had about a good solid 45-minute jam session. That was just really tight knit. You guys did really awesome. Sorry, we shut it down. We didn't have many people here, but we do have another contestant that just showed up. This is not The Price is Right, so please don't start guessing prices. Yes, I'm not Bob. Oh God, I'm not Bob Barker.
$250.
And how much do you think this wireless mic goes for?
$190, $129.
A big hug.
129. So if you hear 129 for this mic, that means don't drop the son of a bitch. They're really expensive. And I'll cry. Also, we have a little tiny donation bucket here in the corner on your feed. What is Landy shining for? Landy, you're blinding the live viewers. But if you feel at any point to donate and you want to jump on the feed and support, please go ahead and follow us onto the KissOnStage.com. Follow the link that is going to be in the description of this video to donate. It'll go directly to the keeping the stage running. Because
Do we have a link?
economy and Landy's medical bills just getting out of hand. Ooh, welcome up, Miss Meredith Wolverton! Do I have a A? And you got a nice wireless mic up here, Miss Wolverton. Let's keep that running. Let's go, Miss Wolverton!
How's everyone doing? Listen, I am so excited that I was asked to come back here. This is such an incredible opportunity for me. So the last time I was on here, it was so much fun, but I do have to tell you that my daughter Sandra was highly offended. She was highly offended because I did not roast her. So we're going to be doing a little bit of roasting of Sandra today, and hopefully I can still stay at her house tonight when I go home. Just saying. So listen, you guys all know, did you guys ever play that game Telephone?
Yeah.
Where you would whisper in somebody's ear and then it would go down the line, and by the time you got to the end of the line, it was totally different than what it was supposed to be. So I kind of think about that whenever I'm thinking about when we listen to songs. So who here knows the song She's a Brick House? She's a brick house. She's mighty, letting it all hang out.
Yeah.
Well, I used to think that it's saying she's a brick house. She's my tomato, letting it. What the fuck is a tomato? Like, I don't know where I got that from, but for years that's what I thought it was. Just like there's so many different songs out there that people used to, they would just change the lyrics and everyone thought that was what the song was. So just to say, listen, we all hear things different. That brings me to my other daughter, Jessica. So Jessica was probably about 9 years old, and I was sitting there on the couch and I said, Jessica, honey, can you get mommy a tissue? Well, a few minutes later, and I was kind of concerned why it took so long, she comes back with my sneakers. I said, Jessica, why did you bring mommy her sneakers? And she says, well, mommy, you asked for 2 shoes. No, I asked for tissues. When on God's green earth did I ever ask for 1 shoe? Just saying. But, that's what we hear. So I just know that, listen, we all hear things differently. So back to Sandra. I was waiting a little bit to share this. I am a little nervous because I am staying at her house while I'm up here, but I'm just going to throw it out there. So Sandra was 15 years old. Her birthday was the next day, and she said, Mom, can I please sleep at my friend's house? I said, absolutely, go sleep at your friend's house. So she sleeps at her friend's house. My husband and I worked opposite shifts. I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, that's why my husband and I are married 25 years, because we never fucking saw each other. Just saying. So he comes home from work at about 11 o'clock at night, and I'm already in bed, and he comes in, he goes, honey, there's lights in front of our house, and they're going back and forth, and honey, where's your car? And I'm like, oh dear Lord, I already knew it was Sandra. So I run out of the house, and I go out there, and I see Sandra running down the block, and I said, Sandra, where's my car? She goes, it's up the street. I said, did you not think for a second that I would not notice it was not parked in front of my house where I parked it? She goes, well, I didn't know Daddy was gonna come home from work so soon. So, she's in the house, she's grounded. We were not friends for many years because she wasn't allowed to get her license either. So I took her license away from her. She couldn't get her license, she couldn't get any of that. Well, you know, to make a long story short, too late. My sister comes over the next day. You don't hear me talk much about my sister, and you probably won't. We didn't get along very well. But my sister comes over and she brings Sandra's favorite cake, which was ice cream cake. Now, we're talking January 30th, so it's very cold out, there's snow outside. And no one said anything to my sister about the car incident because we didn't want to hear it. So a few minutes later, somebody somewhere along the line, probably my husband, because he's not very good at that stuff, mentions to my sister about the car incident. And so my sister said, when was somebody gonna talk to me about the car? And I said, what are you talking about? And Sandra goes, well, frankly, Aunt Carrie, it's none of your business. Well, the cake comes up, goes to the back door and out into a snowbank. My sister then leaves. We save the cake, win-win. Because my sister left, we saved the cake. We finished the day. It was really a great day, but Sandra and I were not friends for many years until probably about 10 minutes ago. We are now best friends because she now has children of her own, and she knows. She has teenagers, so she knows. So just let you know, for all of you moms out there who are wondering, am I ever gonna be friends with my daughter? Absolutely not. You are not gonna be friends with your daughter until they are adults and they have children of their own, because they have no idea, none. But we are best friends now, so I just have to tell you that. So talking about moms, I just wanna tell you a little bit about my mom. My mom was 5 feet tall, and she was 5 feet round. We called her a weeble, because you know weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. My mom did not fall, she kind of fell in slow motion. So she would fall and she would roll. I miss my mom so much, she was so amazing. And Joey actually sings about my mom in his song that he wrote for me when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So I'm sure you guys have heard it many times, right? You guys have heard it? You know, my mom was extremely intelligent, straight A's in college, absolutely no fucking common sense, none whatsoever. So it was around February, sometime I was young, probably about 12, 13 years old, and my mom decided that she wanted to have steaks on the grill. Well, it's February. And it's snowing outside, there's a blizzard going on, so we're not lighting up the grill. So my mother decides that she's going to put the steaks in our gas oven. Well, about 30 minutes later, the house fills with smoke, and the fire department visits our house and puts out the fire. And absolutely no common sense, but extremely intelligent. So, you know, I know that may not seem very funny, but the funny part of this is my grandmother. My grandmother was what I like to call a granola bar Christian. Does anyone know what that is? Little nutty and fruity. So, because of the fire, the oven no longer worked, but the stovetop did. So Graham would have us all come into the kitchen when everyone got home from school and work, and we would pray over the stove for Jesus to fix our stove. And I said, Graham, Jesus is not a genie in a bottle. He's not going to fix our stove so you don't have to buy a new one. But she insisted that we all pray on it, and I kept on saying, Graham, this isn't going to work. And she said, Meredith, you will not take away my blessing. I said, wait a minute. Do you think God would give me that much power? Because you know what? I would be like, you die and you live. You're stricken with tuberculosis, you are not. Because that's what I would do if I had that much power. So God doesn't give us that much power. I honestly believe that. But, you know, just just know that I come from a very, very strange family who, they were all ministers or deacons of the church, which is why my mouth is atrocious. I'm kind of like in a rebellion still, and I'm 55, so it still happens. So, talking about, people who do stupid things, you guys know all about that python out in California that woman had? Did you guys hear about that? So this woman has a beautiful python snake. But are pythons really that beautiful? No. They're very large, very dangerous snakes. So she takes her snake over to the to the vet for a checkup, and she says, "My snake is so loving." And the vet goes, "Well, what do you mean?" She goes, "Well, I take my snake to bed with me, and she cuddles with me at night." He goes, "What do you mean?" "Well, she cuddles right up against me, and we sleep all night long." And she goes, sweetheart, your cake is not snuggling with you. She's measuring you to see if she can eat you." I don't understand why people think animals with primal instincts that all they know is how to hunt, eat, and reproduce would have any kind of affection. Not that much different than men. Just saying. So I'm just saying, not that much different than men. But on another funny note, my daughter, when I first told my daughter that I would be on the Keystone stage, she says, "Mom, what are you gonna do?" I'm like, "I'm gonna rap." And she goes, "Wait, you're gonna rap?" I said, "Yeah." And then I thought about it, and then I said to Joe, "Well, maybe I shouldn't rap. Maybe I should do my comedy." And he goes, "That would be a good idea." So I went back to Sandra, and I'm like, "Sandra, I'm gonna rap. I'm not gonna rap, I'm gonna do comedy." She goes, "Mom, just rap, please." So, for my daughter, I'm gonna rap. So who here knows old school rap? Let me hear a big hooray for old school rap. All right. I said a hip. Hop, a hip to the hip, 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 hop. You don't stop a rockin' to the bang, bang, boogie. I'm jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now what you hear is not a test, we're rapping to the beat. Me, the groove, and the gang are gonna try to move your feet. Now my name is Wonder Mike, and I'd like to say hello to the black, to the white, to the red, to the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first you gotta hip hop, a hippie to the hip, 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 hip hop. You don't stop a rockin' to the bang, bang, boogie. I'm jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. And so guys, that is my show. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Yes!
Let's keep that round of applause going for Meredith Wolverton. She's got so many stories. We're gonna have so many fun 10-minute segments with her.
We have so many more.
So many stories. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our performers that want to be live streamed this evening. We're going to be moving on to some acts that don't want to be live streaming, so if you want to catch anything else, you're going to have to come in person down to the Keystone stage in Oliphant. We have events coming up on the 22nd with Decipher and the Roseanne crew presenting Ill Nature, as well on the 30th for a metal show. Check it all out at KeystoneStage.com. Thank you so much, Chuck and your peeps, and have